Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever the case may be for you. I want to welcome you to the very first Zoom chat of the International Koalition of Krones. We're really excited. We're very grateful for everyone that has been able to join us live for this first chat and conference, and look forward to feedback from everyone and for those who will be watching this in what we call no time, no space. I'd like to introduce myself first. I am Essence Catharis. I am the founder and member of the Coalition of Krones. And at this point, I would like to go ahead and ask the current other two Krones that are current members of the Coalition of Krones to introduce themselves. Auri'An.
Hi, I'm Auri'An, and I am living currently in the far north of Queensland, so it's really hot and muggy here today. And I am a healer and a spiritual awakening facilitator. I work quite extensively locally with helping people deal with the stresses and anxieties and problems in their lives as a counsellor. And I'm here today. I'm going to be talking about animal totems, which I'm really excited to be able to introduce to you. Thank you. Freddie, Kobaha.
Hi, my name is Kobaha. I moved to Northern Arizona about a year ago. I'm a spiritual facilitator and crystal therapist. So today I'm going to concentrate actually on crystals, and I'm going to pull one or two cards from an oracle deck.
All right, thank you. And we're really excited. Okay, we're gonna just there's so much information, but this is a chat. That's Coalition of Krones. Okay, let's start with how this came about. Well, a lot of you that are here or will be watching this are already familiar with me and the work that I do. And one of the, I'm always find saying this term, using the term beings, okay, just odd, because to me they're people just like we are, maybe not human people, but they're people. I don't know, but anyway, her name is Navari. Navari is a member of the Intergalactic Governance Board, and she is the Earth liaison for that board. She introduced herself to me about 3 o'clock in the morning. Apparently there's a little time difference. Back, I want to say in late August, early September of 2019. She came here for some very specific work, long story short. Okay, but it was at the behest, I'm going to use that term, behest, of Navari, that this coalition be started. And in all honesty, it's a direct result. This coalition being created is a direct result of the COVID-19 virus that is currently got this planet and our collective society and our global society where it's at. This is that point where, like I said, some of you may have seen the little short invitation video I put out earlier saying, okay, stepping way outside of that comfort zone, things I never thought we'd be doing, but we never thought we would be here as a global society either, but here we are. So this evening, we're just going to start. We're going to talk. These are interactive chats. We are all here. We are all, everyone that is going to be drawn to this has their work. They are awakened. They know who they are, or they at least, well on their way of remembering who they are. They have their own sacred work. Everyone has something to contribute. And that's exactly what we're doing. We are doing this together. We're not going anywhere from this point forward that we don't go together. Okay, so that's how this began, the Coalition of Krones, the International Koalition of Krones. And it's obviously international simply because we're all over the world. We're from all over this planet. Okay, this is international. This is not just, you know, localized anymore as far as, you know, countries or regions even. We're international. We are a global society. And I personally, I think it's well beyond time that we start thinking of ourselves as a global society. I think this COVID virus that we're currently dealing with has really shown us that we're a global society, and we need to begin looking at ourselves that way. Kobaha, Auri'An, if there's anything you would like to say right now, please go ahead before we move on a little bit.
No, I'm happy.
Gonna be quiet right now. Okay. Okay, the next thing let's very quickly touch on then, because we want to talk about the Om Heard Around the World event that we have going on. Okay, that actually was started out of this. Now there's a video on that page, the sister page of the IKoK, the International Koalition of Krones, IKoK, and the sister page is the Om Heard Around the World. That is an event that there's a little short video that we did explaining that and what that's all about. But that started to kind of quickly give an overview of it. In 2019, in January of 2019, we did the 60-day Seeds of Peace mantra event for 60 days. Every day we chanted mantra for creating peace and planting seeds of peace in this planet, in this society, in this global society, in this collective. We tended those seeds. Now this linear year has passed. We were actually told then in January of 2019 during the Seeds of Peace event that we would be doing this Om Heard Around the World event in June of 2020. And wow, here we are. They weren't lying. And just for the record, for those who aren't familiar with me, when I say they, I'm talking about my spiritual guides and the crew that I work with. Let's just call them that right now. So this Om Heard Around the World event is exciting. It's going to be 19 days of work where we chant Om for 4 minutes each day. The reason for the 4, everyone who knows me knows I'm a master Metatronic numerologist. And so numbers and frequencies, I'm all about the numbers and the frequencies. And basically stated the 4 frequency is about, it's the laying a foundation. It's the foundation. If you think about the 4 corners of a foundation, okay? It's also about service to others. It's about work. It's about doing the sacred work. So that's why the choice of 4. But for more information, for a little more information, go watch that video, that little short video on the Om Heard Around the World event page on Facebook. Anyone here? Freddie, Auri'An, excuse me, Kobaha. I know Kobaha is Freddie, so I get lost there a little bit. But let's see. We're also looking at, okay, I'm looking at my notes here, so y'all know, okay. We are going to be looking a little bit later at the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room being COVID, okay? Yeah, I see your elephant. But we're going to be talking about that because we're just there. We're just there. It is time that we all come together. We have to come together at this point. And we'll get on to that in a bit. let's see. There are 3 frequencies. Okay, once again, so I'm going to share this and then we're going to move and I'm going to allow Baha and Auri'An to share some information and we're going to just start our chat. But there are several frequencies, but there are 3 in particular that are very directly related. You could say they're the baseline frequencies for the International Koalition of Krones. One of them is the, don't let me get to lying here. I'm looking back on my, hang on, give me a second. I'm on the computer looking. Here we go. Okay, it's the 2266. That is a brand new frequency. I have not even had a chance to retrieve the Metatronic Numerology IM keyword phrase for that frequency yet. But the other 2 frequencies that are extremely, are like the baseline frequencies of this coalition, what brought us together, you should say, and the work that we're looking to do are the 1122 dual frequency. Let me find my notes on that. Okay, the I am keyword phrase for that. Now, if you just take a moment and just center yourself and just allow these words to become the wave that washes across you, and you will experience that frequency that way. That's what the I am phrases are for. Okay, that's how they're used. The 1122 dual frequency is, I am sacred structure built according to spiritual vision, illumined through the revelation of cosmic truth. I think right now I'm hearing one of the things that is so important right now is truth. Is really hard to find right now. It's really hard to discern what is truth. Truth and discernment are very important right now, and I think we all understand that in a myriad of ways right now. This 1122 dual frequency is directly related to what back in, I want to say it was in late September of 2019, was shown that we would soon be interesting into what I called a time of the testing of integrity. Well, there we are. We are truly here. This was in testing of integrity across the board in the political arenas, in the spiritual arenas. And that includes even what, and I'm going to use this term generally and loosely, the new age, belief system. What we believe. There's we have to be so discerning. There's so much information. Sometimes there's misinformation, and sometimes that misinformation is intentional, and sometimes it's not intentional. Okay, but it is up to us to be discerning. We are star seeds. The messages are starting to flow, so I'm just going to allow the information to flow. Okay. We are star seeds. Those of us who are here, who are called to this coalition, we are star seed. We know we are star seed. We know why we came here. But we manifest into human form. In manifesting into human form, we knew when we came in, we would forget that we would have to be reawakened, and we would have to reawaken ourselves. That's why we're here. We have reawakened, and now we're being called together to lead, to crone. And as you see here, and not that men are not welcome in this coalition and this work, but this is divine goddess work. This is the crone. This is the wisdom of the mother flowing, and it is what it is going to take. And we, as the physical manifestations in human form, in agreement, are now being called to come together to lead in the restructuring of this global society at this point in the Great Awakening. Okay, the 1122, the other frequency that is extremely relevant to this is the 4477 dual frequency. It's Metatronic numerology. I am keyword phrase is, I am the seed of reality, fed by knowledge gained through the synthesis of spiritual intuition and physical intelligence. I initiate and power the desired metamorphosis of the collective structured mind. I am being led now to turn this over to Kabaha for a little bit. And Kabaha, I would like for you to, at some point soon, go ahead and draw a card. Kabaha is uses card readings, and she's very good at it. But I know she has a lot of other information. So I'm going to turn this over to you now.
Okay, well, I thought this evening I was going to use this deck. It's one of the first Oracle deck I've been using actually since 2013, called Wisdom of the Oracle. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to shuffle the cards and ask Spirit of what is the main message for tonight. Oops, one jumped out. I'm not going to look at it now. I'm going to pick up another one as well. Usually when it does happen, it means it's two cards. So let's do it. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. The first card, the one which jumped out, is the fork in the road. Yes, I know, lessons. You're laughing.
Sorry, I have to laugh.
Oh, God. And the one I've just picked up is clean it up. Can you see it? Yeah?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
What can I say? Well, fork in the road. It's the collective of humanity, collective consciousness of humanity being at that fork of the road now. Which way are we going to turn? Do we carry on the same way, on the same path, and not being basically a herd and stand in our truth? Or are we going to write a new story for that collective of humanity, a new reality? That is what's coming up with that card. Clear, the message is very clear. That's where we're at. Now, yes, if we decide, well, regardless of where we're at, I think we need to try to do some cleanup, big time, on so many levels. And what's coming up to me now, many people said to me, oh, it's up to our governments to do something. No, the answer is we need to stand in our truth and do the work as well on an individual level in order to have that impact for the collective of consciousness of humanity to move forward. So Essence, I'm sure you've got something to add about those two cards. I just can't believe it. This is so exciting. I'll let you add something if you want to.
I don't think there's a whole lot to add there personally. I think it is pretty clear, but I think it's a great confirmation for the coalition that we understand. If we remember that what I heard, okay, when the Clean It Up card, I believe is how you said it, appeared was in 2019. 2019, we were told 2019 was the year of the spiritually awakened woman. And that was a call to women across this planet to look, step up. This is a mess. It's like, okay, here, mama's home. Y'all get this mess cleaned up. This is enough. And that's just it. We are being called. The Coalition of Krones, we are being called forward. And it is, are we going to step up and do it? Now, you know, we have to stand in our power, and we have to stand together. That is so important. We have to stand together. I'm hearing, I want to go ahead now simply because she did share. So I have a little bit, Kobaha and I actually have a little bit of a cheat insight here on you, but I want to ask Auri'An to share the animal totem. We had asked, she had been asked to share an animal totem for the coalition. Remember, this is our inaugural chat. We're just getting started. So we're setting the foundation tonight, okay? We're working on, okay, this is what we're here to come to do. You know, all of you who have made it here live tonight, thank you. You've answered the call. And I know that you all already do amazing work in and of your own. We all do, but that's the point. That's the point. We are the Krones. We are the wisdom keepers. We are being called. And are we going to answer? Okay, Auri'An.
Okay, hi. I was really excited to be involved in this, and especially to talk about animal totems. The reason behind that is that throughout my spiritual journey, I have been joined by so many animal guides. I ended up calling them my zoo. There was animals and birds and reptiles and everything you could possibly imagine has been in my life at some point offering help and advice. So when we decided to include a section on animal totems, yes, that's me. I had plans of which spirit guides to talk about, and despite the elephants behind me, it wasn't an elephant, but spirit had other ideas. And as I was thinking about which animal to choose, this particular animal came straight into my mind with an absolute imperative. This is the animal you must talk about. And I went, what, really? And I laughed. And no, I got the answer back. No, this is it, no choice. This is what you're going to talk about. And so here today, I'm bringing you a message from Penguin. I laughed, I'm sorry, I had to. Penguin's actually a really strong messenger. And the message that he's bringing today to us and to everyone who listens and beyond is that you are a survivor of your past. Okay? You are also the creator of your future. That's the prime message. But what does that mean? Basically, it means that what's happened in the past is done and dusted, and it's now time to focus on going forward. That's Freddie's fork in the road. We've hit that, and it is now a past thing and a future thing. Where do we want to go in the future? Yes, we need to clear up past stuff without any doubt whatsoever. This message for Penguin isn't just talking on an individual basis, though. It is talking about you as an individual who is an aspect of the collective consciousness of humanity. So whatever you're doing to improve what you need to do in your life going forward affects the whole collective consciousness of humanity and beyond. Now that sounds really heavy. It doesn't have to be that way. What Penguin is saying is right now is you need to start focusing on what your goals are in life, what you want to see your life going forward becoming, how you want it to develop, what would make it beautiful for you. You need to look at your goals and your dreams. Okay, you may have major life-changing goals, planning that you've been putting off for a while, or it may be something really small like, I really must lose some weight, or hey, I'd love to learn to play the piano, but you never get around to doing these things. Okay, now is the time to make the decision to do them. Okay, we've had lots of craziness, lots of drama in our world. That is the past we have survived. Now is the time to get rid of the excuses and start working towards our goals for the future. So what do we need to achieve to do these? We need some specific tools, and Penguin's also helping out here. He's telling us that we understand about responsibility for our choices. He is telling us that if we choose to define a goal that we want to aim for and to go for and to work for, that is our choice, and we are responsible for the results. If we choose just to go, yeah, right now, yeah, I've been promising to lose weight forever, and yes, it won't happen. That too is a conscious choice not to do anything. Those choices produce an energy that affects everything going forward. So you need to be really careful about your choices in what you're doing with regards to where you want to go in the future. You have some certain tools as well, Penguin has been telling me, that help you with choosing to go ahead with your goals, to work towards them. And when you hit any goal and any target, you want to learn to play the piano or lose some weight or whatever, you will come upon times that are difficult, that are hard. And for those times, you need strength, and you need determination to succeed, and you need self-discipline. And all of those tools, all those gifts are there for you to utilize when you go after your goal, after your dream of what your future should be. So you are a survivor of your past, and you are the creator of your future. Not just your future, but the future of your family and generations to come. Now is the time to take that first step. Define your goals and go for it. Thank you. Anything to add? Any questions? Nobody talking?
That just letting the microphone catch up. That was beautiful. Thank you. That was wonderful information. And as you were sharing all of that, I was remembering a couple of things. Navari earlier today, and I actually created, the meme image and put it up on the IKoK page. And this is what I'm hearing to share right now. She said, walk softly, stand tall, speak gently, and hold compassion for all. She said, this is how you as starseeds incarnate in human form lead the way out of this COVID-19 global situation and help show the way forward in the restructuring of our global society. We all understand that there's a lot behind this situation, and we could talk from now probably for at least a year or two about what's going on, who did what, who's to blame, who isn't to blame, who's the victim. The bottom line is nobody's a victim. That's something we starseeds need to remember, okay? And this is not please don't take it this way. This is not a chastisement. This is not anything other than this is what we've come together to do. We need to remember we are being called to come together to show the way forward. And the show the way forward, yes, that we know that there are factions in this society, in this global collective, that have agendas that are not for the best of the entire collective, for the benefit of the entire collective. We understand that. We get that. That's part of living in a realm of duality. Okay? And in all honesty, it's the illusion, it's the play on the stage. I want to share, now is the time to share that in the Metatronic numerology work that I do, this virus, this COVID-19 virus, the first time I heard that term, the first time I heard the word coronavirus, okay? I didn't know, but I heard that word, and immediately it was like my spine just went straight into flames, almost, I guess you could say. And my my very first thought was, there's something not right about that. There is something way off. I didn't even know, I didn't know anything. That was it. I simply had heard that term. And there is something way off about that. We all know, we've all seen, we all understand what's going on. I'm not saying that this is not a true physical illness that is killing people. I'm not saying that at all. I want that to be understood, okay? But I'm talking about this on an energetic level, because that's where we work. That's, as star seeds, that's where we work. We are here to work with energy. We are here to hold form. We are here to hold space. We are here to lead the way. We are not here to feed the divisiveness and the division, okay? It really doesn't matter if you just want to know the truth, okay? Who's to blame and who's not. Doesn't mean you don't need to know. Doesn't mean we don't need to understand what is going on in the society. But as the Coalition of Krones, as star seeds come together, who know who they are, we are brought forward to stand in our power. We're here to do the energy work. I've shared before numerous times using the term light worker, okay, which I'll be honest isn't one of my favorite terms, but it is a very popular term right now, and it is understood in a certain way to mean what it means. But the bottom line is, a light worker does not work against darkness. A light worker works with light. And that's what we do. We're star seeds. We didn't come here to fight battles. We came here to create realities. This is where the walk softly, stand tall, stand in our power, speak gently. We're not here to harm anyone, okay? And hold compassion for all. And this is a tough thing from the human perspective to do. That hold compassion for all means even the quote unquote, and I'm just going to use this term for simplicity's sake, the bad guys. Because the truth is, okay, we are all of us, no matter what part we are playing in this illusionary play on the stage that we call, okay, human on earth. We are all sparks of the divine one conscious mind. And we all came here with sacred work to do. And as hard as this is for star seeds, okay, and light workers, those who are awakened, to remember sometimes, all right, those bad guys, those shadow side forces of light individuals, they're simply doing their sacred work. That sounds crazy to us. I know, from the human perspective, I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. This is a realm of duality. If you look at, I shared a post today from Nassim Haramein, the physicist, okay? And he was talking about, he was talking, and I shared it because I was like, okay, I like the way he said that. I like the way he explained it, okay? This whole, we create our own reality. That's true, we do, okay? But not just our individual. That's only, like he said, it's only half of the loop. It's only half of the process. So without getting into all the details, it's what I've been trying to, it's what I've taught for years now. It's only, yes, we're individuals. Yes, we agreed to come here, okay, to be a part of this. But the truth is, we're a part of the collective, multiple collectives, but we're just going to talk about the collective consciousness of humanity right now, okay? We're a part of that collective. You cannot extricate yourself from it. And yourself is only what you perceive your individualized consciousness to be, which is just the part you agreed to play. I know that sounds like a lot of double talk sometimes, but if you really stop and think about it, you understand, okay? This concept of we're all one. And what we really are divine sparks of the one universal mind experiencing as individualized consciousnesses so that the universal mind can experience itself and expand its consciousness. Another way of looking at this is a little bit of a more simplistic way of looking at this is, you know, we tend to, from the human perspective, and that I think that is exactly it. It's actually Kira, okay, made this statement a while back in a conversation we were having, and it came forth, and the statement is, it's no longer enough to be just human. It's no longer enough to be just human. We have to awaken to our fuller selves. We have to awaken to what we truly are and why we came here to do this work. Now, yeah, we still have to we still have to get up, do the dishes, scrub the toilets, go to work. Okay, that's the human part we agreed to. Yeah, some days, I'm like, why did I agree to this? I think we all do that, but we did. Okay. Everyone here is the same. We are all one. So walk softly, stand tall, speak gently, and hold compassion for all, because that is the way forward. That is the way to rebuild our collective reality and our global society. Anyone have anything they want to say here or add or ask questions? More than happy to have someone speak up at this time, if they're of mind too. Okay, then I'm going to put someone on the spot. I'm good at that too. Going back to Kabaha and Auri'An, remember earlier this week we were discussing getting back to basics. So I want to share, because we're already about close to an hour in, okay, to our first meeting, and that's wonderful. It's a great time. I do want to touch on this full moon, the Scorpio full moon, all right? Because if some of you may have seen on social media, I shared, this is what I call, okay, and I don't think it's just me, but this is the full moon of the Immortals. Why is that? You know what energy we're sitting within right now, family? Every year at the Scorpio full moon, the planetary crown chakra, corona, crown, we'll be discussing more in subsequent chats, okay, information about specifics about well, I'll be perfectly honest, specifics about how this virus is energetically, that's what I forgot. I want to get back to energetically working against and for our forms. Believe it or not, energetically, remember, I'm not talking physically, I'm talking energetically, which affects the physical, but that's where we have to take control of it. That's where our work is, in the energetic realms. Remember that, in the energetic realms. This full moon, this Scorpio full moon, okay, it's the annual opening of the planetary crown chakra. This is located, okay, the planetary crown chakra, for those who don't know, is located in the Tibet Autonomous Region of China. It's Makalesh. Okay, Makalesh. It opens every year for basically, you can say a 24-hour period. I will tell you that the strongest opening, okay, where the energy flows the strongest, is 90 minutes prior to and 90 minutes after the actual full moon time, okay? But the reason it does, and what we get from that, what we're gifted with from that, is the crown, the planetary crown chakra opens and releases information for the new year of global evolution for Earth, humans, and all immortals associated with Earth. It's pretty major. So information right now, it's by no accident that the International Koalition of Krones is birthed tonight underneath the opening of the planetary crown chakra. It's by no accident. There are no accidents, we know that. So information that is received at this time, and when I say at this time, I'm going to, because humans are like, okay, well, you know, what time are you talking about? And I get it. We are all human. We need this information. It helps us in our work. It does. It's okay. So let's just say in this, you know, the last about a week's time, traditionally, any full moon energies it's a 7-day period. It's 3 days prior to the full moon day itself, and 3 days after. Okay, so in this time span, really pay close attention because of the information that's coming to you, because I know, like I said, you all have your individual sacred work to do, and I'm hoping that a lot of you will continue to join us. We want to see this coalition grow. We want to see this become something that where we work together. But you know, here we are tonight starting it. So let's see where we go with it. So information that you're going to receive in this time period that you've already received these last few days, and you know, about 3 more days, is going to be extremely significant, because it is, and now that you know consciously, you can go in and look, and actually at the end of this, we're going to take a quick meditation trip into Mat Kalesh, because in Mat Kalesh is a great galactic library that we can access at this time. We're going to go in and retrieve information for each of us individually and for the collective, for us to bring forward back out into, for this next year, into this energy field of the collective for the next year to work with. Okay, for the evolution, because this is the new year of global evolution. This is not a solar new year. This is not a lunar new year, although it is based on a lunar cycle. This is the new year of global evolution. Okay, so that is what is significant about, and it is the Scorpio full moon every year. Okay. So now, Kobaha and Auri'An, we talked earlier. I think that was that all I was supposed to share on basic stuff there? But we wanted to look at just basics. Remember, we were talking about earlier this week in preparation for this, basics, getting back to basics. So I would like for each of you to share a little of information that you feel is relevant and you're being guided to share right now, and how to get back to basics, some everyday basic stuff that people can use, put in their toolbox, as Auri'An said. So, Baha, you want to go first this time?
Well, on a spiritual level, I was thinking about it actually today. I'm someone who's using crystals and meditates every day on a daily basis. Meditation would be one way to start to go to basic and reconnect to our higher self. And I wanted to share as well, take the opportunity to share my experience. I started back, I think it was last year during the summer, when I started working on my higher heart chakra and my throat chakra. I was guided to do it. And at the time, I was not really sure why, but now I do understand, especially tonight, being part of that beautiful group, doing the work, the real work. Working on your higher heart chakra means that not only you work on the immune system, but you work as well, all your work on that divine love, compassion, truth, forgiveness, and allowing, that's the key, allowing to work and speak from the heart. So with compassion. I know Essence mentioned that already, but that's one of the important parts. During that time, I worked with 2 crystals, and I'm going to share them with you. And I'm still working with them from time to time. The first one is called kunzite, which I use on my higher heart chakra, and blue lace agate on my throat. So what happened after several months working every day, doing all that work, going back to the basic, and well, I got more confident. I spoke more from a place of truth. And that's where I am now. And I think it's very important to remind some people, I mean, especially meditation. I can't say it enough. Some people said to me, it's hard to find the time. I do get it. We have busy lives. I totally get it. But try to start with 5 minutes. And you don't need to sit in a yogi position. I don't, personally. I've got bad knees, so I can't. Find your way, but try to enjoy it. The key thing, and that's why the work on the higher heart chakra is so important. It's clearing old energies for you to be able to connect to your higher self in a strong way. And I think for the work that we've been asked to do now, especially for the collective consciousness of humanity to move forward, we need to be at that place, to speak from the truth in a compassionate way. So that's what I had to for today.
Thank you, Kobaha. Thank you, Auri'An.
I am on a very similar line to Kobaha, but I am on a more physical level of going back to basics. One of the things I am is a meditation therapist. So I use meditation as a form of therapy to help people go through anxieties and their difficulties and traumas in their lives. And working with people who are not necessarily spiritual, you have to go back even further when it comes to basics. And when I was studying, I considered myself to be an advanced meditation practitioner. I am an astral traveler. I do all sorts of weird and wonderful things. I am very aware in my meditations, and I sit up and I'm an observer because I don't want to miss anything. So they're busy things. So going back to the basics that was so basic that people who are not spiritual at all can follow shocked me. It really did shock me at how far I needed to go down, and that's had a profound impression on me. So as Kobaha was saying, 5 minutes a day, you can do it less than that. We really need to go back to rolling out of bed in the morning, nip into the bathroom, getting yourself into nature or as close to nature as you can, drawing a deep breath, just connecting into the earth. That basic is where we need to return to, make our connections back to earth, make our connections to the moon. Join through the 2 of them if you need to. If you're an experienced meditation practitioner, there's all sorts of things you can do, but getting back to basics for me includes meditation and includes at the absolute basic level of being 3 deep breaths and aware of your surroundings, listening to the birds, listening to the waves, listening to the wind, smelling what's going on, using your senses, being mindful. That's where I am with getting back to basics, and just reviewing, like we said with Penguin before with your goals, just reviewing what your practices are. And am I getting too complicated, too involved with what I'm doing? Do I need to simplify things in order to get back to that centered place? Thank you. Back to you, Essence.
Thank you very much. Okay, let me see. One thing I wanted to share this evening, I started to and then got off track on it, went someplace else, but that's okay too. So I'm coming back to that. This coronavirus information, we will be in our next. We're going to look at this a lot closer. This is that out of the comfort zone thing. We have to look at it. We have to know. We have to understand. But okay, with the Metatronic numerology, like I said, the first time I heard that word coronavirus, I immediately went, okay, something's way off with that. Something does not feel right. That is just not right. Okay, so, you know, the way that I work, my guides send information and it's like, you know, of course, and it immediately exploded across the planet. Okay, and where it became the only thing, anyway, so other than toilet paper, oh my God, am I the only one who is so tired of the toilet paper thing? Okay, sorry, I just had to get that out. Okay,
Now, are you going to share with the toilet paper what that means?
yeah, no, I'll be nice. I'll be nice. She's saying what she's asking about.
Put you on the spot there.
I said from early on, and then we were talking about it earlier this week. I said that early on that I really think, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to get back to what I was talking about. I think this this personal opinion, this toilet paper thing is a metaphor for this is a bunch of shit. Okay, there I said it. All right. Yeah, y'all laugh. I said it. Okay. But anyway, so looking at the numbers, looking at the frequencies of all the information that came forward, okay, with that, with this coronavirus, with this COVID, okay, and that, you know, and in other words, people say, okay, well, what do you mean looking at the frequencies? So I look at the, you know, I take the words, the terms, the numbers that come forward, okay, associated with it, all of this kind of stuff, you know, like the dates and all of this, and I look at, and I probably, by the time I finish, and I still look if one comes up, but in the beginning I was like, well, you know, there was so much information, so I was looking, running calculations, looking at it. Probably did, I'm going to guesstimate somewhere between 20 and 30 calculations, different calculations with different information, every one of them. Okay, and this for me was just simple confirmation. All right, every one of them, not most of them, not almost all of them, every one of them had a 17.8, what I call 17.8 ATKI in it, which is an Atlantian technology karmic imbalance. A 17.8 Atlantian technology karmic imbalance is a collective karmic imbalance. I've written about this and I've shared about this fairly extensively. You can find it on my website. It's on my web page, even, or my Facebook page, excuse me. Shared recently, just look for the 17.8 ATKI. This has to do with the misuse, how this was created. This is, remember, a collective karma imbalance. So that means it has to be dealt with. And it was only brought forward to us, I haven't had a chance to go back into my notes and look, but somewhere between, I want to say, maybe 2014 to 2016, I want to say it came forward. Okay. And back then it was just, you know, one of the aspects of self that I work with gave me this information, and it was like, oh, well, that's interesting information. But then as linear time here on Earth moved forward, it started becoming more and more and more and more and more until just about 3 years ago, I want to say about 3 years ago, it finally went, okay, this is getting serious. There's no way to not have to look at this. We did a little bit of work in some groups and stuff, you know, working on it. But we're at the point now that there's no choice. Okay, in 2019, we were told do the work, get ready, because 2020, to state it real simply, all hell's going to break loose. And well, boy, were they right. Okay. We were told, get everything done, get all of your cleanup work done. And we're talking about your individual cleanup work, especially done in 2019. There you go. Thank you, Kabaha. Y'all couldn't see it, but Kabaha just raised up the cleanup card that she drew. Because if it's not taken care of in 2019 and 2020, you're not going to have a choice. Now, this doesn't mean just for the individuals, because really what we're talking about here is collective work. Okay, this is all collective work. Yes, it starts with us as individuals. We have to do that, but we have to do the individual work so that we're prepared and able to do the work at the collective level. Okay, 2020 is the year humanity goes galactic. I shared that. We were given that information about mid 2019. It said 2020, get ready, you know. Well, this will be the point in Earth, humans' future, okay, that they look back, they being us, we look back and go, oh, that's where we started going galactic. What I mean by going galactic is literally that, going galactic, getting ready to move out into interstellar space in travel and all, you know, connecting to, in the sense of communicating and interacting with, well, non-terrestrial life. Let's just say it that way. Okay, this is some of the stuff we'll be looking at and talking about, and is a part of the work of the Coalition of Krones. You know, we are galactic, we are intergalactic, we are multidimensional. It is time. We have to take this on. We have to understand this from more than just, like Kira has said, it's not enough to be just human anymore. Okay, so what this means is this coronavirus, okay, is with all of that 17-8 karmic imbalance, collective karmic imbalance within it. What this means energetically is that the collective consciousness of humanity from a subconscious level, okay, this 17-8 collective karma started bubbling up till at the beginning of 2020, it was finally, okay, you're gonna, you know, you got to deal with it. You got to clean it up. You don't have a choice anymore. You got to start that process. Okay. But it was subconsciously created. Remember, this is the illusion, the play on the stage. Remember, you know, we're just going to keep going because we need to, you know, finish. But this is the illusion, the play on the stage. But it is what the collective consciousness, because the collective consciousness of humanity is an individualized consciousness, just as each of us are individualized consciousnesses. Okay, the planet is an individualized consciousness. Our galaxy is an individualized consciousness. So the collective consciousness of humanity subconsciously created and manifested this. Remember, we're talking about on an energetic level here. Okay, please keep this clear in your mind. And I say that simply because I don't want people coming back going, that woman's crazy. Well, you know, that's just kind of beside the point. But I see y'all laughing. Forced to deal with, okay? We don't have a choice. This is why we manifested it, to make us start cleaning up. The Atlantian technology, karmic imbalance, is exactly what it sounds like. It's a collective karmic imbalance that was created from the misuse and abuse of technology when we were a collective consciousness of Atlantis and that civilization. Just like there's the thought, the concept, the knowledge, the information that, okay, we reincarnate, just, you know, the whole karma thing. That's a part of the reincarnation thing. You come forward, you bring your karma with you. Then karma is not, first of all, let's understand, karma is not reward and punishment. It is action and reaction. Okay? It's simple as that. That's where we're at as a collective now. So that is one of the big things to me that I wanted to share this evening. We need to understand, but I was talking with, well, I don't, someone here, but I won't name names in case she doesn't want me to, talking with someone earlier today, and we were talking about this, and it's like, well, you know, that puts it into a different perspective. If you understand energetically where it comes from, then all of a sudden, at least, you know, for us, it's like, in some weird way, because, you know, we are who we are. We're these awakened, you know, multidimensional starseed beings. It goes, oh, I get it now. Okay, now I know what we're doing. It takes some of the pressure off. It takes away a little bit of that fear when you understand it from this wider perspective. That's what we want to help people do. Okay. Trying to think if there's anything else before we go ahead and do a short meditation to end this first program, this first chat. Okay. I can't think of anything right now. I'm going to, if anyone here, Kobaha, Auri'An, or anyone else, anyone who has joined us live this evening, has anything they would like to say or ask, please do so now. Just go ahead and unmute yourself if you have anything. And this is when everybody always gets really shy on me. That's okay, I understand. Okay. Auri'An, Kobaha, is there anything else that you can think of that we talked about that we want to at least acknowledge before for the next program? I do want to share one other thing. I'm being led to share one other thing. I don't want to get too detailed in this. In August of 2018, I personally, in the work that I do in this lifetime, in the late 90s, I began connecting with aspects of self and assimilating aspects of self. We're multidimensional beings, remember? Okay. There was an experience that I was shown and led to that created within me, I'll just say personally, beyond a shadow of a doubt. Okay, because, and I say that in the sense of, you know, we all have those aha moments. We have those experiences that seem totally not of this reality. And when we're having them, we know them to be true, but then we come out and we let the human rational mind sort of talk us out of it. You know, I see y'all grinning. I know y'all. I know. Okay. We all know that. Okay. Well, what I'm saying is, one, I've kind of gotten over that over the years, but two, there is no way that anyone will ever make me personally believe what I experienced was not every bit as real as this. Okay. And all I'm going to say about it is there is a reality, and it is the timeline that this collective is currently traveling on. This is part of the reason, this is a big part of the reason we're all being called together, okay, to do the work. We all know something's not right. We all know something's not right with what is going on with this collective right now. We all know that we came here to be of assistance and to be of service to this collective at this time. This is monumental. But there's a reality about 600 years in the future that is on this timeline that this collective is currently traveling, that we do not want to be the collective reality. Now is that fork in the road. Remember? The fork in the road. The choice. Go ahead and unmute and show that. Make some noise, Freddie, or excuse me, Kobaha, and show that, please.
I'm going to make some noise. I'm showing that card again, but following what you just shared with us, I wanted to share as well, interestingly, maybe after 2 weeks, the COVID-19 crisis started. During a meditation, I asked Spirit, what is it all about? And what I was shown, very clear, I was shown like a school, a class with 100,000, not children, but adults in that classroom. And to me, the message was clear. We need to go back to school. which is the basics. We need to go back to basics. So I wanted to share that with you because I know we discussed it the other day.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, but we are at the fork in the road. It is right here, right now. As a collective, we are standing. I shared last year, before all of this came up, okay, the Metatronic numerology showed us that we are coming up on a major node point as a collective, okay, galactic, okay. We're coming up on a major node point where a decision, this collective has got to make a decision about what reality timeline it will choose to travel for the next 13,000 plus years. This is information we were given last year, okay? This reality timeline that this collective is currently on, believe me, is one that we do not want to be traveling 13,000 years. It gets very ugly. If you think this is bad, this is nothing. This is where it starts. This is where the fork in the road is, and that's why we're being called here together, to come together, to lead the way, to do the energy work, to hold the space. Okay. And I'll be honest with you, for me, as the human that I am, because we're all human, sharing that information was major. Sharing that with the public is major for me. It has literally taken me almost 2 years to become comfortable enough and work through it enough to share that information that way. That is how real it truly is. So now, that's the tough part. Now comes, honestly, the good part. The good part is us coming together, standing in our power, speaking our truth, being heard and saying, no, enough. This is a beautiful place. This is a beautiful planet. This is a beautiful reality experience. But we have given away our power. And as starseeds, we are here. We came here to help humanity take back its power and stand in its truth and experience the beauty that we know this is. With that shared, I would like for us all now to find a comfortable position. We're going to take a quick journey into Mount Kailash, into the great galactic library, deep within. You will simply center yourself. Bring your consciousness to the center of the circle that is created by our coming together. And connect with all others here. And when I say all others, I mean the humans, terrestrial human beings, the non-terrestrial of Earth, our guides, all the multidimensional aspects that we are spread across this great universe through multiple dimensions. We all come together above the sacred Mount Kailash, the planetary crown chakra of Earth, of the individualized consciousness known as Mother Gaia. as we assemble in this great circle above, high above Mount Kalesh, simply in consciousness, pure consciousness. You can connect with the higher aspects of yourself and know thyself beyond the human. As we float in the consciousness above, in this consciousness circle above Mount Kalesh, the sacred Mount Kalesh, we can see the very top of this beautiful sacred golden mountain beginning to vibrate. And as it does, beautiful rainbow shimmering opalescent colors of violet, gold, green, magentas begin to swirl as the crown chakra opens, becomes wider and wider until all that is visible within your consciousness is the great opening leading into Mount Kalesh. Simply now direct your consciousness in through this portal opening above Mount Kalesh, traveling down deeper and deeper and deeper into the sacred mountain, into the heart of this sacred mountain. The crown chakra, the wisdom center of Earth. As you descend deeper and deeper into the mountain, you find yourself in pure consciousness, entering into an area known as the Great Galactic Library. I'm going to leave you here momentarily to spend time and allow yourself to be drawn to the information that you are to retrieve, to bring forth from this mountain for this next new cycle of global evolution for your individualized consciousness, for the consciousness of humanity, for Earth, and all immortal beings connected to Earth. I will call for you in just a moment. In linear time, our journey is short, but in the time of no space, no time, it is eternal. Starseed, bring forth what is in you. I ask that you now prepare to return your consciousness to your physical human form, rising back up out of the Great Galactic Library, out through the top of the sacred mountain, Kalesh, I'm going to count from 1 to 5. And at the count of 5, you will find yourself, your consciousness, fully back in your physical human form. The information that you bring forth will be with you. If you do not recognize it in this moment, worry not, it is there. It will appear in the appropriate time. 1, 2, drawing your consciousness nearer to your human form. 3, 4, 5, and return, please. I am so honored. I'm very honored. I look forward to working with the Coalition of Krones. I look forward to where this takes us. And I look forward to being of assistance to each other and to the collective consciousness of humanity and beyond. Because truly we are multidimensional, intergalactic beings. We are immortal. Kara unche. Kara unche. Nagyan. I am ancient future immortal. Kara unche Nagyan. I want to thank you all for joining us on this first International Koalition of Krones, the IKoK Zoom chat. And next time, everybody be prepared to chat a little more. This is good. This is good. Does anyone have anything they would like to say or add?
This is Lori, and I just want to say thank you to you and Auri'An and Kobaha for organizing this and for inviting people to join in. I'm, as you know, a newbie to all this, but I'm very grateful for this experience.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's makes my heart, it makes everybody's heart feel better. Yes, this is exciting. You know, as crazy as the world is right now, it's still, when we understand this from what we know we're here to do, exciting times. Okay, but I'll be honest, I'll be glad when the toilet paper's back to normal. Yeah, that's my human thing. So anyone else?
I'd just like to say that we are who we are because of what we've experienced in our lives, and this experience is what we can bring to helping others to negotiate and to navigate these times that we're in at the moment, and to tread softly and gently with that knowledge. Thank you. I've enjoyed and I'm honored to have been here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be here. It's overwhelming, actually, feeling that beautiful energy. And what's coming to mind now is I'm so ready to rewrite that new reality with all of you. It's just, I feel that energy buzzing in me. It's unbelievable. And I'm so honored. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Okay. Anyone else before we end it? Okay. Thank you all. And we are planning on, just so that you know, planning on doing this twice a month. We haven't set the exact date for the next one. We're looking at, you know, like I said, twice a month. Most likely from now on will be on Fridays, but we'll let everyone know. Follow the page, like it, you know, and we'll keep you informed. And if it takes off like we hope it will, and everyone wants to come together, we may end up creating like just a Facebook group for the Krones where we can, you know, connect between the conference calls. So, all right, everyone, thank you again, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.